Hello and welcome to the seventh of our daily reflections on the Advent story, as we look each day at passages from both the Old and the New Testaments of the Bible that give prophecy or fulfillment of the coming of God's Son, Jesus, into our world. Today we're going to look at the Old Testament, and we're looking at 2 Samuel chapter 7 verses 11b through to 14a. And this is what it says. The Lord declares to you that the Lord himself will establish a house for you. When your days are over and you rest with your ancestors, I will raise up your offspring to succeed you, your own flesh and blood, and I will establish his kingdom. He is the one who will build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he will be my son. And David had just won a battle and had the Ark of the Covenant brought back to Jerusalem. He was on a high and was resting up in his palace. As a way of thanking God, he wanted to build a temple so that God had his own grand place to live. But to God's surprise, God said no, that was not part of his plan. And that got me thinking, how often does God say no to me? Do I listen? Or do I go my own way? Do I think I know better than God? When God says no, do I think he's not listening? Well, I don't know all the answers, but I suspect that God's plans are better thought out than mine, and he's probably been frustrated by some of the choices that I made. Turning back to our passage, God was not rejecting David, but made it clear that he had an even greater plan. God promised David that his dynasty or family line would last forever. And Jesus, God's son, a direct descendant of David, would be the ultimate fulfillment of his promise. Jesus Christ will reign forever, firstly in heaven, later on earth, and then in the New Jerusalem. So if God says no to us, or perhaps we don't hear an answer to prayer, it could be God's way of saying that he has a different plan for us, another direction, a new purpose. The challenge is, will we listen? Accepting God's no's can require just as much faith as carrying out his yes. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye-bye.